All right, so get this. Today we're diving headfirst into this world, the real estate world.
Okay.
And anyone who's even thought about buying or selling a property lately knows it's cutthroat out there.
Absolutely cutthroat.
We're talking about a market where, just listing a property and hoping for the best.
Oh, those days are over.
Ancient history. So we're going to unpack how this company, LuxQue Media, is totally changing the game by, get this, using the power of media and not just, throwing up a few photos and calling it a day.
It's so much more than that.
Right. So much more.
What LuxQue understands is that today's buyers, they're savvy.
Savvy is an understatement.
They're bombarded with images, videos, you name it.
It's overwhelming.
Exactly. So to cut through the noise, you need to offer something truly exceptional. And that's where Lux comes in.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't heard of them, give us a quick rundown. Who is LuxQue Media and what's all the buzz about?
So, in a nutshell, Lux specializes in real estate marketing, but here's the key difference. They leverage high-quality media to elevate properties. We're talking professional photography, cinematic videography, the works.
They're not messing around.
They've really tapped into this idea that, especially in real estate, presentation is everything.
Oh, I'm 100% with you on that.
Right. Think about it. When you're scrolling through listings online, what makes you stop and take notice?
It's the photos, for sure.
Exactly. And not just any photos, those professional, beautifully lit, perfectly staged photos.
The ones that make you actually want to see yourself, like living in the space.
Yes. That's the emotional response Lux games for. They understand that a picture, or in this case a series of pictures, is worth 1,000 words, maybe even 1,000 offers.
And I think that's what makes this report we're diving into today so fascinating. It's called Leveraging LuxQue Media for Competitive Advantage in Real Estate Marketing. Very catchy.
Right. They're not just talking the talk.
They're walking the walk, and they're showing others how to do it too.
Exactly. And one of the first things they emphasize is the power of wow. Those visuals that instantly grab your attention and make you go.
Tell me more about that.
Well, LuxQue is really big on using professional photography and videography that captures those little details, the things you might not even notice in a standard photo.
Give me an example. I got to hear this.
Okay, so imagine a sweeping shot that showcases the flow of the space.
Okay, I can picture it.
Or close-ups on those high-end finishes. The little details that add that touch of luxury.
It's like the difference between watching a movie on a tiny screen versus a massive, high-definition one.
Yes, you're suddenly immersed in the experience.
Exactly. And that's what sells a property, that feeling.
And that's what Lux gets. They're not just taking pictures, they're creating an emotional experience.
That makes total sense. And let's be real, first impressions are everything in real estate. If the photos don't grab you right away,
you're probably moving on to the next listing.
Exactly. So they've definitely nailed the visual aspect. But what I find really interesting is how they've combined that with a really smart digital strategy.
Right. Because stunning visuals are only part of the equation.
Right. You got to get those visuals in front of the right people.
Exactly. And that's where LuxQue's digital strategy comes into play. They're not just throwing listings up online and hoping for the best. They're laser focused on reaching the right buyers for each property.
So talk to me about that. How do they do it? We're talking targeted ads, SEO. Give me the inside scoop.
It's all of that and more.
So they're like digital matchmakers, but for houses.
Exactly. It's all about connecting the right buyers with the right properties. And one of the tools they use to do that, which I think is pure genius.
You know me. I love a good dose of genius. Lay it on me.
Okay, so picture this. You're a busy professional. You're thinking about maybe, finally taking the plunge, buying that dream home.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
But, and this is a big BUT, you don't have time to spend every weekend, traipsing around to open houses.
Oh, tell me about it. Time is precious these days.
Right. So, LuxQue, they've got this thing, 3D virtual tours.
Okay, now we're talking my language. I've heard whispers about these virtual tours, but break it down for me. How do they work?
Okay, so basically, instead of just looking at photos online, you can put on your virtual reality headset.
Oh, I love those things.
Right, and it's like you're transported right into the property. You can walk through the rooms, look around, get a real sense of the space.
No more trying to decipher, is that a walk-in closet or a small bedroom?
Exactly. You can see everything. You can even stand by the window and look at the view, all from the comfort of your own home.
It's like having a personal open house any time of day or night.
And for people who are moving from out of town or even out of the country.
Oh my gosh, game changer.
Right. They can essentially visit multiple properties without getting on a plane. It saves everyone so much time and energy.
Huge time saver, especially in today's market, where people are, relocating for work or maybe looking for a vacation home, across the country. Who knows?
And here's what I find really clever. Virtual tours aren't just beneficial for buyers, they actually help sellers too.
Okay, now you're really blowing my mind. How does that work?
Okay, think about it. Every time someone schedules a traditional showing, it disrupts the seller's life, right? They have to tidy up, maybe even leave their own house for a while.
Well, it's whole production.
Exactly. But with virtual tours, it weeds out those, casual looky-loos.
So the seller's only dealing with serious potential buyers.
Exactly. It's a win-win for everyone involved. But beyond the technology and the, practical aspects, there's this whole other level to what Lux does, this, intangible thing.
Oh, I like where this is going. What's the intangible thing?
It's brand building. They're not just marketing properties. They're helping real estate professionals build their personal brands.
And that's so smart.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because in a world where everything's online, where you're competing with, a million other agents.
You need to stand out. You need to have that it factor.
Yes. And a strong brand is that it factor. Think about it. When you see a listing from a really well-branded agent with those amazing photos, that consistent aesthetic, it just feels more
trustworthy.
Yes. And more luxurious, more aspirational. You associate those feelings with the agent, even if you haven't met them yet.
So it's about building a relationship even before that first phone call or email exchange.
Exactly. It's about creating an emotional connection. And Lux gets that. But they don't just talk about brand building, they actually walk their clients through the entire process.
Okay, give me an example. How do they do that? What does that look like?
So they help agents create a cohesive look and feel for all their marketing materials. I'm talking about their website, their social media, even the little things like their business cards.
So it's about presenting a unified front no matter where a potential client encounters them.
Exactly, because every touch point matters. And here's where it gets even cooler. They're also really big on using technology, but really cutting edge technology to enhance their services.
Okay, I love a good tech talk. What kind of technology are we talking about?
Well, for starters, drones.
Drones. Okay, I gotta admit, that one caught me a little off guard. What do drones have to do with selling houses?
I know, it sounds kind of out there, but trust me on this one.
Okay. Okay, you've piqued my curiosity.
So think about those properties that are all about the location, the views, the surrounding area.
Okay, like a beachfront property or a sprawling estate.
Exactly. A drone can capture those things in a way that no regular photo ever could. You get these amazing aerial shots that showcase the pool, the landscaping, the entire property all in one frame.
So it's not just about the house itself, it's about selling the lifestyle, the whole package.
Precisely. And for certain properties, like those with, a lot of land or unique features, drone photography is an absolute game changer.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the appeal. And it's funny, I bet a lot of those really stunning real estate photos you see online, the ones that make your jaw drop, they're probably taken with drones.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing about LuxQue. They're not just using drones for the wow factor, although there is that.
Right.
They're all about using technology strategically to get results. And that actually brings us to another really important aspect of their approach, their data-driven mindset.
Okay, now we're getting into my territory a little bit. Break it down for me. What's a data-driven approach to real estate?
So a lot of businesses, they just kind of go with their gut, they try things out, see what sticks.
Right, a lot of trial and error.
Exactly. But LuxQue, they're different. They track everything. I'm talking website traffic, social media engagement, leads generated, all of it.
So they're not just guessing. They're actually measuring what works and what doesn't.
Yes. And then they use that data to constantly refine their strategies to make sure they're getting the best possible results for their clients.
It's like taking a scientific approach to real estate.
Exactly. And I think that's what sets them apart, that commitment to constant improvement and optimization.
Well, I have to say, this whole deep dive into LuxQue Media has been eye-opening. It's incredible to see how they're using media and technology, not just to market properties, but to really transform the entire real estate experience.
I think they're really onto something.
Agreed. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. It's been a pleasure exploring the world of LuxQue Media with you. Until next time, folks, remember, the future of any industry belongs to those who are willing to innovate and embrace new ideas.